It's not easy to understand why stocks go up and down, but even in volatile markets, there's always a discoverable and logical reason behind price action. Story trading is a social investing community of investors who share information to uncover the hidden stories behind the trade through the 4 pillars of fundamentals, catalyst, sentiment, and technicals. All price action can be understood through the lens of these pillars, allowing for a holistic view that empowers better decision-making. Only by understanding markets can you beat them. Join our community today and start making sense of markets. It's not easy to understand why stocks go up and down, but even in volatile markets, there's always a discoverable and logical reason behind price action. Story trading is a social investing community of investors who share information to uncover the hidden stories behind the trade through the 4 pillars of fundamentals, catalyst, sentiment, and technicals. All price action can be understood through the lens of these pillars, allowing for a holistic view that empowers better decision-making. Only by understanding markets can you beat them. Join our community today and start making sense of markets. It's not easy to understand why stocks go up and down, but even in volatile markets, there's always a discoverable and logical reason behind price action. Story trading is a social investing community of investors who share information to uncover the hidden stories behind the trade through the 4 pillars of fundamentals, catalyst, sentiment, and technicals. All price action can be understood through the lens of these pillars, allowing for a holistic view that empowers better decision-making. Only by understanding markets can you beat them. Join our community today and start making sense of markets.
Good Friday morning. It's a very good Friday morning, February 9th. Welcome to the VIP free preview. We got lots of amazing stuff to cover. We had an incredible week of predictions, which seems to happen a lot around here. But this week was really particularly uncanny. We'll get into the weekly calls. Monday morning, we said trade of the week ideas or TSM and Google. We'll get to that. We nailed the breakout in Bitcoin. Told you guys so again to Mara and Iron at just the right time. And Celsius, we nailed the entry last Thursday morning. We'll talk about all of that. First, a quick look at the macro. You can see risk assets are bumping up here. While there was IWM's up 0.6% pre-market, RK up 2.3%. I believe GDP was revised lower last month from 0.3% to 0.2%. Obviously, that would be a good thing. TLTs are North Star. So it has pulled back a little bit. I think there was some jobs data also I didn't have a chance to look at. But you know what? We don't care that much, right? We just care that we're in a generally bullish market so that stocks can trade more logically on catalysts. And we try to pick stocks that have catalysts, which will buck the market trend. And boy, have we done just that. I mean, hopefully everyone in our community made a mint on Mara yesterday. We'll get to that. First, our trade of the week over at Wolf Spaces, TSM and Google, our top 2 picks. TSM was the number 1 pick. We're telling you guys we're expecting an imminent breakout. We gave you the thesis on Monday morning, or maybe it was, Monday morning or Tuesday morning. I think it was Monday morning. We gave you the thesis on TSM, and look at that, just exploded. I've been in common shares, but man, did I misplay the options. I was in the money options. I got them for like $1, and now they're worth like $25. Like they're up like 20, 25 times. I'm just kicking myself making that mistake. It was totally unwarranted by me. Man, I could have like doubled my count in a week, but that's okay. Mara is going to do close to that for us, but TSM, if I held on those calls, that would have been awesome. So TSM worked out completely. Look, we don't just look at the technicals, we look at the sentiment and the catalyst. And we had this beautiful I don't have time to go through the thesis, but beautiful thesis of a lot of logic behind it. We're all about understanding market psychology that drives the sentiment and the catalyst which change the sentiment, so we can predict short-term price movements in the stock. That's what story trading is all about. And man, that thesis worked out just beautifully in TSM. I still own the common shares, so that's working out great. The second pick was Google. Google into this gap. This did not have as strong of a thesis because we didn't have an individual company catalyst. It was more about a rotation into big cap tech and the AI theme. Google does have some AI, and this break over the 20 DMA into the gap with a low RSI. So that was a lower conviction than TSM, and rightly so. TSM doing better than Google. Okay, we're going to come back to this and look at it a little bit closer in just a second. But first, Bitcoin and Mara. I got to tell you, we have an institutional product also we recently launched for institutional clients where we do a morning note every morning between 6:30 and 7:30 a.m. They receive like a 4 or 5 page letter. And in that letter every morning, we have a section where we talk about Bitcoin and Tesla. And we've been like, stay away from Bitcoin, stay away from Bitcoin, stay away, and then go, right? How do we do that? Well, we're watching the levels. We have the thesis of the halving coming up, right? We had, I think it was 43. Let me refer to the institutional note right now. So it was yesterday's note. It was 43,500, I believe, was the breakout level, and then 46,000, the big one, right? So when we saw that, well, obviously our institutional clients who pay much more than retail got that alert early in the morning. But we told you guys about that also at 9 a.m. We said time to buy Mara and Iron in particular. Mara and Iron, we gave you a mid 25s target on Mara based on the price target of 49,000 on Bitcoin. It can probably go much higher. That's just the first major resistance. So 49,000 right now is your resistance, and target 46,000 is the support. We gave you Mara at like $18, $19 pre-market with a mid 20s target. It's now $24 in about 24 hours. $18 to $24. How do you like that? If you did it with call options, I did. You're rolling in the dough right now. And we also gave you Iron and said those are the two best cryptos to play, Mara and Iron. You can see Mara up 23% yesterday, Iron up 24% today, Mara up 12% pre-market, Iron up 14% pre-market. There's another interesting one that could outperform today, CLSK. Okay, CLSK. You know what? If I have time, I'll come back to it. We have the whole blurb in for institutional clients. They had earnings, basically. You can go look at their earnings report. So this is moving not only on Bitcoin, but it's also moving on a very good earnings report. And this one could outperform. Our game plan for today is to reduce, okay? Reduce Mara, especially since if you're doing it via options. Reduce Mara. I'm probably going to do it at open. I wouldn't be surprised if it keeps on flying, but when you're in options and you're up big, you got to take your profits. And then, look for pullback opportunities, especially Bitcoin, I think, is going to 49K, like showing at least 47.5 right now, definitely going to 49K. So I'm definitely going to reduce, but I think this whole sector is buy, bull on dips, Mara, Iron, maybe that new one there, CLSK, we just told you about, new to me. And that's the game plan. Our number one pick yesterday was Mara and Iron, okay? Today, the number one pick is reduce your Mara and Iron, but stay in for the long haul, buy pullbacks for the long haul, okay? Yesterday, our number two pick was Google, and that's paying off today. Okay, now let's talk about Google, but I forgot to talk about Celsius, didn't I? Before I do that, Celsius, another home run pick. Last week, this is just incredible. Honestly, wow, I should have made like 300% on my account in the week. But anyway, I got to get better on execution. Last week, Celsius, you see this green candle right here? It was right here. It opened to $50. we slammed the table and said, now's the time to go overweight Celsius. We've been telling you a long time. Celsius is a long-term position for me. I'm expecting 75 plus. You should all know the thesis by now. But I said, now's the time to go overweight. It was $50 at the open that morning. Okay. And what I'm going to tell you now, today's the time to ring the register. Right now, it's pre-market up 2%, $60. So we gave you a move 50 to 60, up 20% in the week. Time to ring the register right now in pre-market or at the open or sometime today on your overweight shares. Okay. Celsius, I have a core position. I'm holding long-term, not touching that. Looking for 75 plus. Look at that RSI in the weekly, looking good. We're heading there. We're heading to 75 plus. The catalyst will be an earnings report, or it'll be Pepsi investing more money into Celsius. That didn't happen today. Pepsi had earnings this morning. No mention of Celsius. But wow, these calls are just freaking incredible. Blows my mind. Okay. Now going back to Google. Google, our second pick yesterday, and also our second pick for a weekly play. Google is well into this gap now. And now let me just check QQQ SPY for a second. See if that's going to be a tailwind for us today. SPY QQQ up in pre-market. Let's check. Like this tailwind is with this GDP revision also is going to be a tailwind. But anyway, it was happening anyway. Google into this gap. Let's hope it works today. Obviously, nothing's a guarantee. It can pre-market. It could fake you out, right? You got to do risk management. Watch your allocations, however you want to manage your risk. But I'm in this. I had call options overnight on this on our pick yesterday. 150 is the gap target, guys. 150. Could it be today? Maybe. I prefer it with a catalyst. If we had a catalyst, boom, we can maybe get there today. But 150 is your target. I'm in call options, so I'm probably going to sell a nice chunk of them and maybe hold some for Monday, depending on how it closes. So, wow, our picks have just been freaking fire today. So, your top two actions plan, 3 action plans. All right, we're finally going to sell Celsius from the $50 entry from last week. We're going to reduce our Mara and iron, but buy those dips. And I'm telling you, it might just keep going up anyway. You might reduce it and feel stupid, but I just got to be disciplined and take some profits. Okay. And let's see if we have a couple other things for you. Geo's been a swing play for us. Geo swing. And yesterday, it looks like it started breaking out on sympathy with CXW earnings. And we have the tailwind of the immigration issue and the border issue being in the news all the time. Look at Geo. Look at this. At 1229 was the high, but look at the close. The close on yesterday's candle higher than the close on that day. So to me, this is a breakout. I like to look at the closes, not necessarily intraday. So we have now broken out, and Geo has how many days to cover? A lot. Let's see. 11 days to cover on Geo. How's the RSI look? RSI is a little heated. Okay, so I don't have a big position in here because of that. This is one I never look at monthly charts really, but Geo, I couldn't really make sense out of the weekly chart. A lot of noise, a lot of choppiness. The daily chart, weekly chart. Monthly chart looks clean, and I can see the resistance there at that 200-month moving average at 1342. That's your target on Geo. Okay. Wow. All right. This is just incredible. Today is just a day to celebrate, take our profits on Mara, and have a short day. You know, I'm probably not going to be active in the chat room too much today. I did all the work yesterday for you guys. Paid for a lifetime of subscription fees if you picked up Mara yesterday. Honestly, okay, I got to tell you, we recently raised our fees to $50, but it may be going to 100 or 200, and that's because of the launch of our institutional product, okay? Now, between 5 and 7 a.m. each morning, I do a 5-page write-up for institution clients, and they're paying thousands of dollars a month for this. So we're giving you a window into that just a couple hours after them at 9 a.m. All right, so you get it a little bit late, but still before the market open, and you don't get all the notes written out, and you don't get everything, right? Like our institutional clients every day saw the levels in Bitcoin, so they knew to act decisively when we broke that Bitcoin. I don't have time to cover levels on everything when nothing's happening, right? But every day we update the levels. So when they saw that it went over our breakout level yesterday morning, as of the night before, is actually happened late afternoon. I personally missed it. If I saw it, I would have jumped on Mara. It happened in the afternoon. But in any case, I saw it in the evening, jumped on Mara the next morning. But in any case, there's a lot of content in there. So we may be even increasing the rates further because of the great value we offer you guys. But for now, you can get a free 1-week preview. Just go to storytrading.com/app, get a free preview, and then it's just $50 a month, which is really priced very cheap compared to other services and compared to what we offer. So I apologize if we need to increase the rates to 99 or higher in the coming future, but we'll see. Who knows? Maybe we'll give you a copy of the note at like 10 a.m. or something like that to make up for it. We'll see how that plays out. In any case, There's a couple other things. I can't get to it all. I'll just tell you, Viking Therapeutics were late to this. I'll admit I'm late to this. VKTTX, a lot of hype over this. GLP-1 agonist play to compete with Eli Lilly. Data coming out soon. Big upgrade yesterday after earnings. $50 price target by Maxim. Huge short position. Okay, this may be in play. Check it out. Okay, then we have SRTS microcap. I made a new microcap list, microcap value, because these they clutter up my note because they take longer to play out. Oh my gosh, it's brutal sometimes. Like Quick, we had a big buy on Quick when it was like $8. This thing's doubling, and it's just like slow motion, slow. It didn't, and then it doubled. It took a month to double, but like so freaking boring. And then same thing with like Radcom. We gave you a big buy on that, but it really hasn't moved yet. We gave it to you late. We gave it to you after earnings. Gap fill, boom. We're looking for like 15 on that. Another microcap we're adding to the list, SRTS. But again, it's these microcaps are slow movers. This is one that I think could re-rate 30, 40, 50%, but it could take days. It could take weeks. It could take a month or two. I know people out there who love the microcap, so that's our value microcap list. You can take a look at the news on SRTS. And that's it, man. No real earnings to act on. Net earnings. This is ridiculous. If I have time, if I'm bored, I don't put. What happened to that? Why am I hearing music? All right. Where's that music coming from? Oh, it's coming from Rumble. What's Rumble doing over here? Is Rumble live? Let's see. We tried going live with the Rumble. All right. In any case, so that's it. I gotta run, guys. Good luck. If you're not part of the action, look at that. $2.85. Each contract's gonna be up $2.85 on Mara this morning. We hit the lottery. All right, guys, take care. Have a good day. And we'll see you at storytrading.com/app, storytrading.com/app. Install the app, then hit that upgrade screen for 1 free week. And we'll see you every morning at 9 a.m.